All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about centimeters and meters. Okay. So in a meter, there are 100 centimeters. So if you look here, 1 centimeter is only about that big. So 100 of those makes up 1 meter. Okay. So today we're going to be estimating how big we think things are with meters and centimeters. And we're going to do some activities together. So I'm going to hit assign on this really quick. I didn't want to hit it before I started recording because some of you guys will accidentally think you have to do the activity this week. So let me assign these two real quick and go back here. All right. So this first activity, I'm going to add a response. Okay. So it says circle the most appropriate measurement. So 1.5 centimeters or 1.5 meters for the length or the height of this slide. So think about 1.5 centimeters. If a centimeter is only about this big, is that going to be how long that slide is? Probably not. So we're going to circle the meters. Okay. So this one would be 1.5 meters. All right. A castle. You think a castle is 30 centimeters? So this is 30 centimeters. So you think a castle is this long, this tall? Or 30 meters tall? It's probably going to be more like 30 meters tall. Okay. This is a boat. 6 centimeters. So you think the boat's this big? Or do you think it's 6 meters? So it would be 600 centimeters. More likely it's going to be 6 meters, okay? And then we have a rose. So think about a rose, 27 centimeters. So that would be at about from here to here. Or 27 meters, which would be about the same height as the castle. So how big do we think the rose is? Do we think it's going to be meters or centimeters? Centimeters. Okay. The way that I know the difference that meters, how I think of it is centimeters is smaller. I think of the word cent and how 1 cent is just worth a penny. And that's a really small amount. So that's how I think of, okay, so then centimeters is smaller than meters. Okay. All right. Let me exit out of this and remove this activity before somebody accidentally does it. So let's delete that. All right. Now, these will all be out on Seesaw if you guys want to do them with me, but you don't have to. This one, I'm going to add a response. It's the same type of thing, okay? So we have estimate and circle the most appropriate measurement. All right, a mug. Do we think a mug would be about 10 centimeters tall? So again, here's my 0 and here's 10. So it would be about this tall from my 2 fingers, or 10 meters. What do we think? Probably 10 centimeters, okay? A door, 2 centimeters tall or 2 meters tall? 2 centimeters or 2 meters? Probably 2 meters, right? Might not be exact, but it definitely isn't going to be 2 centimeters. Nobody would be able to fit inside that door. All right, next one we have this table. The height of this table. Do we think it's 120 centimeters or 120 meters? This one's kind of tricky because you would think that you would want to measure this with meters, but 120 meters would be really tall. 120 centimeters is pretty tall. So think this is 30 centimeters. So you would have 4 of these rulers together to get the height of that table. So it's probably 120 centimeters. That one was kind of tricky. All right, and then the ice cream. Do we think the ice cream is 15 centimeters? So here I'm going to look at my ruler again. So 0 to 15, it looks like about the height of an ice cream cone, right? So it would probably be 15 centimeters. 15 meters would be a humongous ice cream cone. All right, so we're going to circle that one, okay? So now we're kind of starting to understand the difference between centimeters and meters, okay? All right, let me exit out of this one and delete. And then delete this activity. And I'm going to go and we're going to do 2 more activities together. Oh, I forgot a joke today. I'll have to post a joke out on Google Classroom. I don't have a joke right now. Let's see. All right, so now we're going to do 2 more. And the first one's only going to have centimeters, and then the second one's only going to have meters, okay? So we're going to estimate length using centimeters. All right. And we have these ones to drag over here. So the length of a ladybug. So let me move myself here a little bit. There we go. All right, the length of a ladybug. Do we think the length of a ladybug is 10 centimeters, 100 centimeters, 1 centimeter, or about 22 centimeters? So a ladybug is teeny tiny. So 1 centimeter is only this big from here to here. That's probably about the length of a ladybug. So I'm going to move 1 centimeter over here. And again, these are estimates. An estimate's just a guess. You're just trying to get it as close as you can. It's not perfect. All right, the width of your math book. So your math book is about, it's like this thick probably. So we have 10 centimeters, 100 centimeters, 22 centimeters. So let's look at 22 centimeters. So this would be 22 centimeters from the top to the bottom here. Your math book is not that thick. So if it's not 22 centimeters, we know it's definitely not 100. So we're probably going to have to go with 10. So let's look and see how thick. 10 centimeters would be about this thick. Our math book isn't that thick, but if you put 2 of them together, since we have 2 separate math books, it'd probably be about that thick. So we're going to go with 10, about 10 centimeters. Okay, so this next one I'm a little confused because it says length of a popsicle stick. And we have 22 centimeters or 100 centimeters. I feel like 22 centimeters is a really long popsicle stick. I think the length of a popsicle stick would be more like 15 centimeters. So I'm actually going to delete this text box and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type about 15 centimeters. And then I'm going to move that box. And then our last one, the width of your class window. So the width of a window would be about 100 centimeters. So if you look at my window behind me, I could flip it. And it would be close to 100. It might not be quite 100 centimeters, but we can go with that. Okay? So again, these are just estimates. They're not perfect. So 100 centimeters, again, another way we could say that is 1 meter. They would be the same thing. Okay? All right. We have one more activity we're going to do here. So now we're going to do the same activity with meters. Okay? So it says here, all right, so height of a classroom wall. All right, so we have height of a classroom wall. Okay, so we have height of a classroom wall, width of a hockey net, length of a school hallway, and height of a giraffe. So I'm actually going to go with length of a school hallway because that is the tallest. So that is the tallest that we have. So that means that it's going to be the biggest number. So I'm going to look. I have 23, 5, and 1. So I'm going to go with 20 meters, about 20 meters. Okay. Now, I know that the next highest is probably the height of a giraffe. I'm thinking that a giraffe is probably taller than our classroom walls. So I'm going to move in the 5 meters to the height of the giraffe. And our height of our classroom wall is about 3 meters. Okay? About 3 meters. So this would be 300 centimeters. This would be 2,000 centimeters. And this would be 500 centimeters. Okay? And then the width of a hockey net would be about 1 meter. Okay, so that would be 100 centimeters, which means it's about the same height. Like that's how big they thought the width of our classroom window was, which are a little bit wider. I would say the hockey net might be a little bit wider than that, but it probably just depends on what kind you're using. Okay, so that's just a quick little lesson on centimeters and meters. The biggest thing I want you to get out of this is that there's 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, and just being able to estimate. So again, when you estimate something, we don't expect it to be perfect. It's not supposed to be. Okay. All right, so let's delete that out of there. I'm going to show you guys now what you're actually going to do for your grade for the week. So you guys are going to go in and let me pull it up here. And so this is you don't have a separate assignment to do for Thursday. You just have your one assignment for the grade. So you have 2 other assignments to do this week and then this one for the grade. And it's a measurement activity again, because this is all about measurement. Next week, we're going to do capacity. So that's obviously with measurement 2. So let's see. You guys are going to be estimating and actually measuring. So if I go here, I'm going to show you guys the first one. So what you're going to do is there are 6 different things that you need to measure. There's a piece of paper, a tissue box, a glue bottle, a tablet, a marker, and scissors. If for some reason you don't have one of these, measure something else. So for some reason, if you don't have a tablet, measure your Chromebook, and you can write in here Chromebook or whatever you decided to measure. Okay. So first you're going to estimate it in inches and in centimeters, and then you're going to measure it and tell me what the actual measurement was. So if you want to guess that this piece of paper is 10 inches, you could write 10 inches. You could write 10 in here. Okay. And then your actual, whatever it is, you would put that in here. Okay. And then you're going to do the same for centimeters and your estimate and your actual. If you don't have a glue bottle, use something else. Just put a text box over top of it what you used instead. Scissors, whatever. It doesn't have to be an expo marker. Any kind of marker will work. Okay. If you don't have a tissue box, something, you just need to measure 6 things. If you have these things, I want you to measure these things. I understand some of you guys might have a tablet. That's fine. Use your Chromebook. Okay. This is the one activity this week that I'm taking for the grade. So make sure you take it seriously and do your best work. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I miss you and love you all so much, and I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. See you later. Bye.